Hi, I'm Reid, editor of the Edison Report, and we are here at LEDucation 2024, and this is our C-Suite series. I'm joined by Jim Young, president of Pinnacle Lighting.
Thanks, Randy.
Now, Jim, you've been president since June?
Since June.
Okay.
Since the beginning of June.
Congratulations on that. And how is it going from a strategic position for all of Legrand to running the day-to-day as president of Pinnacle Lighting?
You know, I am finding that I'm having a lot of fun. So in my old world, I used to run businesses when I was part of Acuity.
Right?
And so it's coming back to what I did before, and it's just, I'm having a blast. It's just fun to be more engaged in the commercial side of the business again versus the strategy.
Okay. So what's going on a little bit with Pinnacle? Can you tell our audience about some products or some things that you're working on or introducing?
Yep. Okay, well, at this show, we're introducing a product family called Sorel.
Sorel?
Sorel.
Okay.
And Sorel is an open concept fixture, so one that you can see through. What we love about that product is it comes in 3 configurations. One is a neutral, which has 2 facing extrusions, but you can also tilt it to make it a primarily direct or a primarily indirect. And so
you tilt it in the field?
No, we do that in the factory.
All right, I want to understand.
Yeah,
okay.
But it's the same family, it's the same concept and same components. What's great about that is that each of those configurations, they really form a unique form. So from a designer's perspective, you've got a primarily direct, which has kind of got a sloping aspect to it, rounded end caps, and then you get the neutral, which is more of a kind of a horizontal, even H style.
Okay.
So
and this open fixture, is it available now?
So we are launching it next week, next Wednesday, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
We're doing training of our agents next week, and it'll be available. It'll be on the website and specifiable, and we'll take orders.
Okay, I'm sure. All right, let's talk a little bit about Legrand, if we may.
Okay.
So in your former role as, I guess, Vice President of Strategy, that's what Jim Lee is doing now.
Yep.
Legrand always kept the brand separate.
Correct.
And I find that fascinating, and I find it brilliant. Is that still the strategy going forward?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, when we moved into lighting, the whole focus was let's find great companies with great relationships. And so when you do that and you immediately acquire the company and then you change the agent network or you make radical change, you're breaking the relationships. And you know how it is in our business, it's a relationship business. So to sever those relationships right after acquisition doesn't make sense to us. We want to really find great companies with great relationships. We want to nurture them. We want to add to them. You know, we're buying companies that are owned by folks who are sometimes transitioning into retirement, right? And so our focus is how do we make that transition as smooth as possible and still retain those relationships. So as a result, if you look at our 5 lighting businesses, plus our controls business, we have 6 independent rep networks within Legrand, and that's okay. It works to our advantage.
Okay, now let's talk about that for a minute, if we may. When we talk about the 6 independent rep networks, I know the lighting designer is very important to Pinnacle Lighting.
Yes.
Is the lighting designer equally important to all brands?
Not to all brands, but if you look at OCL, which is our decorative brand, Focal Point, Pinnacle, absolutely. Now, when you look at Kenall, they've got a different set of customers. Some of them are designers, more of them are engineers.
And a lot of medical.
And a lot of medical and environments that are challenging, that's their specialty. And then our controls business, the controls has kind of got multiple tiers, if you will. There's a distribution component, stock and flow, and then there's a specification component.
So again, I'm going back to your previous position. With Legrand globally, how does your company see the global economy for lighting, and how do you see the North American economy for lighting?
Well, globally, it's really a story of regions, and so Europe was a little challenged. They're heating up. You got to Asia, it's got its own dynamics. So
and its own challenges.
And its own challenges. And even within Asia, you've got different pockets with different dynamics. In North America, I think we are coming out of a couple challenging years. Several of our businesses were very focused on office lighting going into COVID, and specifically office lighting in urban core tenant fit-out applications. So it's been a challenging couple of years, but we're starting to see more activity. We've done a good job, I think, in our businesses of finding other opportunities.
Okay.
And as you look at where the office lighting market is, we are seeing pockets of growth and opportunity. The part that's really important is it's not 2019. So if you're measuring the market activity based on 2019, it's different. But if you measure it this year compared to last year,
okay,
it's a different dynamic, and we feel there's opportunity.
It's a good point. So back to these lighting designers that are important to really at least 3 of your businesses. Many of the designers since COVID are working from home or more of a hybrid model than they were before. How easy is it for your salespeople and your reps, 2 different types, to get in to see these lighting designers?
It's an interesting dynamic with, I think it's just not working from home. I also think it's the dynamic of office visits and what's happening in the market. So it's harder to get in and say go to an office and get a group of designers. Right? It's more about the individual relationship, the individual opportunity based on the individual job.
Okay, sure. That makes sense to me.
It's less of a kind of a spread approach where you're spreading across, you're getting multiple people. It's much more focused on me, understanding what your questions are, and then
I understand. Okay. Jim, any closing comments for our audience?
Just thank you for the opportunity to talk. We're doing some great things at Pinnacle Lighting. We've got some new products we're showing at this show, and over the next couple months, we've got many new products we're going to be offering. Okay. So I'm excited about Pinnacle, and I thank you for the opportunity.
All right, James, thank you.